Hi folks, and welcome to your Coachman Laser Xcel handover videos from us here at Camwell. Right, so I will show you the legs and the motor mover in person, okay? Because it's slightly difficult when you've got a phone in your hand to do it. So I'll show you in person with all that. So we have our gas bottle connected, turned on at the top of the valve, supplying gas into the Caravan. And I'm doing this quickly before I get covered in water because my valeter is waiting to wash this Caravan. We have a full aqua roll of water. This is the Caravan's water pump. You will find this in the kitchen sink when you next see the Caravan. So the pump end goes into your barrel. You plug the side into the side of the Caravan and then lock it into place by sliding the slider down. This one here is if you have a mains water supply on site, okay, it's like a hose lock connection. Plug it into there and that will feed water into the Caravan as well. We have supplied you with a good 110 amp battery because otherwise this Caravan really can't be used. No motor mover, no legs. We've got our mains lead plugged in today, supplying the 240 volt power. And then to the rear of the Caravan, we have the toilet, pink and fresh water go into here for the flush. And below is your toilet cassette. Lifts and slide. When you wish to empty it, take it to the point on site, the Elson point or whatever they call it. Undo your lid. We've set this with blue fluid already for you. As you tip, press the vent button. When it's empty, swill it out with nice fresh water and empty it once more. Put your blue fluid into your cap, pour it in, replace your cap, and replace your holding tank back into its holding position so that the little handle here sits behind this tab. Now, never travel with top or bottom tank full of any waste and fresh water. Just up here, there is a little pipe. If you pull the bung out of there into a bucket or indeed into the holding tank, if you take it out, that will empty your flush tank completely. So use that for winterization as well. Just down here is where your sink and shower waste come out. 28.5mm waste pipe pushed into there, into your drain or into your waste container, and your wastewater will come out of there. So that is the Caravan all set up on the outside. We'll now go inside. Okay, so first things first, bit of housework to show you, okay? This section in the front right corner is the most important section here, the two yellow valves. They are your water drain valves. They must be in the horizontal position for use. So the first thing you do when you jump in is make sure that these are in the horizontal position. You have your brains for your quad mover. You don't need to touch them. I'll show you everything about those when I see you. You have a solar panel regulator flashing away quite nicely. It won't be doing anything at the moment because I've got the mains plugged in. But when I unplug the mains, the solar panel will kick in if the battery needs charging. You also have an emergency black button there. For instance, if the legs, your battery goes dodgy, okay, or there is a problem with the legs, if you keep your finger on that black button, that will retract the legs and corner steadies for emergency purposes so you can move the Caravan. You must not use that unless there is a problem. And then finally, your trips and fuses are situated in the little cupboard here. I would recommend not storing anything under this section. There is a charger box in here that needs to stay cool. Obviously the motor mover boxes, they need to have plenty of air around them. but also you've got your water heater and heater there. That gets warm. So plenty of air circulation is necessary in this area. So the first thing you do, once you've set up the outside of the caravan and you are ready to use the caravan internally, as you can see, I had the master switch on. Press your master switch on here. That turns the power on inside the caravan. We have mains plugged in. This is telling us that the water tank is empty, as in your onboard tank. Now, your onboard tank is situated under your double bed. We have left it empty at the moment. That T-bar there, when you want to use it, needs to be completely pushed down and located correctly. I can't do it with my wrong hand, and I'm not right at the right angle. So they can be a little awkward because they're meant to be a tight fit, obviously. There we go. So that, like that, okay, is sealing your onboard water tank. When you want to drain it, pull that T-bar up. We've left everything that was in the caravan under the bed. Locks, awning, waste container, etc. Okay, so let's run you through the menu options. So wake it up. Settings, we've already done the settings, so you've got display, sound, etc, etc. Past settings, we've got fill tank. External and internal pump selection. Water level, that is your onboard water tank level, so currently there's nothing in it. Internal temperature is currently 24 degrees. And the leisure battery voltage is 13.7 volts. Now that's because we've got the mains plugged in. If we unplugged the mains, it would give a true battery voltage. Okay, so if you want to fill your tank, you must choose external pump, okay, not internal pump. External pump first, and then fill tank. You must have your pump turned on here, okay, and then press that, and as you can see, it will go up in percentage. That is now drawing water from your aqua roll into your onboard water tank under your bed. Obviously, when it reaches 100%, you then need to turn it off. We're not going to fill it fully today, okay? Right. So now we want to use that onboard water tank. We'll turn it off for a second. External pump, we now choose internal pump to take the water from your internal water tank to your tap. So now you come to your bathroom, your sink tap in the kitchen, and you pull your water through. Now there's probably not enough water in the tank to do it, but there we go. I've only got a little bit, as you can hear, as you can see, there's not really enough water in it to do it. It's only 16% full. But you would run your water as normal then. Okay, if you want to use your normal external pump to supply the taps, straight from your aqua roll, then you choose your internal pump and make sure your pump's turned on. Okay, so your choice whether you take directly from your aqua roll to the tap, or you fill from your aqua roll to your onboard tank and then choose internal pump to get to your sink. Whichever you choose, doesn't really matter. Just remember to empty all your tanks before you travel. Once you've done that, you come up to this piece here, which is your heating and hot water. Turn it on. let it start itself up. Let's see if we can get a better, there we go, clearer view of it. Okay, so currently 23 degrees in here. It was about that when we looked. There is a pump installed. It's recognising you have a pump installed for your heating, and we have our mains plugged in. Press your menu. So we'll turn everything off first. I've tried everything this morning, hence why things are turned on. So from now on, it's all touch screen. 30 degrees is your maximum temperature in the Caravan. I know it's about 23, 24 in here, but we're going to ramp it up to 30 degrees just to try and kick it in for a second. Next one down is your water heating. So currently it's off, but we know we've got water through. So one click, okay, to make the little triangle half filled. Your heating and your hot water heating will heat up together. Prioritise your water heating by double clicking that to fully fill your triangle. That will stop your heating for a little while until your water heating is up to 70 degrees C, and then it will drop itself back to that and it will kick your heating back in. Takes about 30 to 40 minutes to get everything up to temperature. Now, how do we want to heat everything? Do we want to use 1, 2, 3 kilowatts of mains? Most sites will only give you enough for 2 kilowatts. Or do we want to use gas? Up to you. You can use both together if you want. So I'm using 2 kilowatts of mains and gas. We're heating the water and we're heating the room as well. And we're going to leave it like that for 30 to 40 minutes, and everything should then be up to temperature. Back to your panel now. This is your ceiling lights. They're all separately switched. That's just the master switch that I pressed. You've got one here that's a touch light. You've got spotlights that one touch brings a reading light, the next brings the spotlight. You've got loads of those dotted around the Caravan. You've got your radio there with DAB. You've also got a USB socket in there if you want it. USB sockets, 12 volt socket, aerial, satellite, and 240 sockets there as well. You have a light above the cooker. You can turn your fan on if you want to. Okay. More above bed lights, at the foot of your bed. You've got a USB socket on that light as well, and the other light. I can't reach that one at the moment. We'll go round. There we go. And your bathroom switch is here. And that turns all your lights on in your bathroom. Your toilet flushes using the blue button. Okay. And then underneath, slide left and right to drop everything into your holding tank. This one here is your awning light above your door. We don't need that on today, it's daylight. Okay. Your cooker, 3 burns of gas, all light off the same igniter. Okay, so if you've changed your gas bottle recently, light your cooker in full first. That will bring the gas through. I can't do the third one with one hand. That'll bring the gas through into the pipework nicely, so there's no airlocks. And if you want to know what you're burning, there is a light for the oven. There we go. Microwave, mains only. If you're not plugged into mains, please don't expect this one to work, okay? It is plugged into a separate socket just there. If you want to use the socket for something else, you can do. But please remember, no 240 volt sockets or microwave will work if you're not plugged into the mains. For safekeeping whilst you're travelling, don't put your microwave plate in the microwave. We have tucked it under the cushions there for safekeeping. Then finally, the last video will be your refrigerator. Okay, so your domestic refrigerator turns on using the button there. It also rotates. So currently, we're on mains and at full power. These fridges take a good 4 hours to freeze down fully in the optimum conditions. The cooler it is outside, the better and quicker they will freeze down, okay? The more efficient they'll be. If you want to change the mode, press, okay? And you'll take away that. And if you turn the dial, you'll get to that one there. It's better with my right hand. Click to select, okay? So you've got gas operation. We're on mains at the moment because it's lit up. Car battery, not caravan battery, okay? This isn't connected to your caravan battery, only your car. So you turn your dial to select what you want. So auto is the fourth selection. Auto, if you're plugged into mains, will automatically select mains for you. If it doesn't detect the mains, it will try and light on gas. And if you are connected to the car and the car is running, it will automatically select the car battery. Now, for car battery usage, the fridge and freezer will need to be fully chilled down first. That will only maintain it on the car battery, not freeze it down. So once you've chosen whatever you want, press to select, go back to your back arrow, select that, and it goes back to that. As you can see, it says auto and it's automatically registered we have mains plugged in, so it's gone back to mains. There are some other options. I've just turned it off. There we go. So click, you can up and down the temperature as well by clicking that one, okay? And then we'll go down to the bottom, okay? So click on that. You can have this panel, darker or dimmer, okay? You can have the beep on or off, okay? There's a fan at the back of this refrigerator that in the hot weather will kick in if you want it to kick in to cool the air that it is absorbing. This one here is fast freeze for the freezer. So it will freeze your freezer down first and then kick your fridge in. So whichever you want, okay? You can choose any of the options you like. And then back will take you back to your main menu. To turn the fridge off, as you can see earlier, because I did it accidentally, press and hold the button and it turns itself off with a little beep. Finally, in your wardrobe, you have your Alder Wet Central Heating fluid zone. Now your Alder Wet Central Heating has glycol, that pink stuff there. And that is what is running around the caravan in all the radiators. When the heating is on, we've got the heating on now, you'll see it just gently bubbling away and expanding, okay? That's what that pipe is for. That's your expansion pipe. When it's cold, that fluid will sit just above the minimum level, about 1 centimetre. If it starts dropping below your minimum, it needs topping up. So you go to any caravan centre, buy your fluid pre-mixed, take your white cap off, when it's cold and off, okay, and just pour your fluid in so it's about 1 centimetre above the minimum level. That job is done on all services, so you shouldn't really need to worry about it. Right guys, that is how to use your caravan. To turn it all off, first of all, go to your menu. Make sure everything is blue. okay? When everything is blue, your heating and hot water is technically off, and then to turn this panel off, press your power button. You then come across to your main supply panel, turn your pump off, turn your lights off, make sure your awning light is off as well, and turn your power off. It says master off. You then come to your taps, open them up, then underneath the bed, lift your T-bar up so it drains your onboard tank. Go underneath your seat, and flick your yellow valves to the vertical position. That is then draining the entire water system down so that you're not carrying excess weight whilst travelling. Pop your glass lid down once everything is nice and cold. Take your microwave plate out of the microwave. Make sure that there's nothing on the side that can slide about and do any damage. Close all windows and put them in the lock position. Make sure all skylights are down and in the lock position. Turn your gas off, pull your mains out, empty your water barrel, store your water pump somewhere safe, empty your waste container, empty your toilet top and bottom tank, and you're ready to move the caravan. Guys, thank you very much. We hope you enjoy it.